Hello and welcome to the Bellarine Community Health Emergency Management Plan, Module 8, Emergency Assembly Areas Training. This training specifically covers off emergency management points and where the emergency assembly areas are for different events when they occur. If you do have any questions, then we direct you to Karen Digby, Michelle Day, and any of the executive management group. And those questions can be about the training or also the module we're about to walk you through as well. So let's have a look at the major assembly areas and what this actually covers. Essentially, emergency assembly areas covers a number of different events that could occur. And you can see those listed here on the diagram module in front of you. What we have is that the emergency assembly areas are specific to a number of key sites on Bellarine Community Health. And these include Queenscliff, this includes Ocean Grove and Headspace, Drysdale and Port Arlington. Essentially, you have at Queenscliff the grassed area in front of the medical centre main entrance and the car park adjacent to the Eric Tollway units and community nursing and support programs. In Ocean Grove, you have the assembly areas of the corner President's Avenue and also the avenue at the rear car park. For Headspace, it is in front of the fence walkway leading into Bellarine Secondary College, and Drysdale, the front nature strip, as well as Port Arlington, the bedside beside the driveway adjacent to Fenwick Street as well. In the event that there's a terminating emergency response, then emergency wardens, deputy or chief warden, if on site, are the only persons who can actually notify the all clear declaration. And then only after consultation with the relevant emergency services can they give this all clear declaration. All evacuees must remain at the emergency assembly areas until such times as an all clear is given. Communication and warnings is also for staff is also then given by the emergency wardens as well too. In the event of an emergency, a major emergency such as bushfires or regional floods, the relevant emergency agency, which is the control agency, will actually have a role in the event and are responsible for their own communications. And you can see that we've got a list of key public contact numbers in each of these designated areas. Emergency information for the community, in this case, Bellarine will be relying on other communication providers, and that includes other control agencies like the Vic Emergency website and app, radio stations, television stations, as well as social media, police, and other hotlines that may be also supported from time to time. In the needs for special needs and priority groups, well, then special consideration should be given to warnings about 4 priority groups, including older persons, people with disabilities, and people from linguistic and cultural diverse communities, which may also require interpreter services in order to support these particular clients of BCH as well. There may also be community meetings, which will also be coordinated with Bellarine Community Health and its involvement. And again, the communications manager would prepare speaking notes for the chief executive or also the board chair as well, who will represent BCH at these meetings. Prior to any information being delivered, the communications manager would consult with the relevant personnel within BCH and also look at ensuring that the content is accurate and whether further briefings may be required from time to time. There will also be specific BCH client and staff communications. These will be delivered into specific pre-impact, during impact, and post-impact as well too. There is still the changes in terms of BCH providing SMS information, and this, as you can see from the footnotes, is also being checked up on as we are delivering this training as well. This will also be updated. Warnings through Emergency Management Manual Victoria contains a provision for emergencies to essentially be managed, and this will include SMSs direct to your phones as well. There may also be weather-related warnings as well too, and this may well come from specific information like CFA, DS, or the Bureau of Meteorology as well. BCH also has a procedures by program area and its deed of delegations, which will identify key areas and who is responsible for specific emergencies and notifications and management of these as well. And you can see this plan, which we won't go through in detail, but essentially each of the program areas will be responsible through their executive directors for managing these particular requirements. There is also the need for things like evacuation procedures as well too. And again, these are actually run annually on site to ensure that everyone is across what needs to be done in the event that an evacuation needs to occur. That also includes for fire as well. And again, evacuation procedures, it is important to follow emergency wardens and the likes of who is responsible for managing these particular requirements. In the event of any medical emergency, then you notify reception immediately and appropriate action will be taken from that path. In the event of a gas leak, essentially dial by the fire brigade by dialing 000 and then notify reception and management immediately that this has occurred, and then again evacuation onto the relevant site to start off with will occur, and then essentially an all clear will be granted and people will be able to then re-enter the building if an all clear is provided during these times. In the event of dangerous goods, again, you're notifying the fire brigade by dialing 000, notify the emergency warden directly, and again, they will then be able to take this up in terms of what the next steps are. What we're also seeing from there is if there is things like structural damage due to earthquakes or the likes, you notify reception immediately, contact the SES and fire brigade, and then take steps to evacuate the building. And again, the relevant wardens will step in. In the event of a bomb threat, now this is important, recipients of the telephone call, if there is a bomb threat or person coming into the building, keep the call. It is important to keep the caller talking. Do not hang up, as this may assist in tracing the call. Remain calm and do not say anything that may encourage irrational behavior. Note there is a bomb threat checklist, and this is included in the appendix of this particular document.